Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'll call this meeting to order. Can I get a motion, please, the agenda for the March 19th, 2019 regular meeting of council be adopted as presented? Councillor Bevan will make that motion. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Can I get a motion, please, that the minutes of the March 5th, 2019 regular meeting of council be adopted as presented? Councillor Chouinard will make that motion. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. We have no public hearings, no delegations, no reading of bylaws, reports from administration. Can I get a motion, please, that council appoint Mayor Zahara to the Edson District Health Partnership Team? Councillor Wilkinson will make that motion, and I can speak to this. So the Health Partnership Team is an idea that came out of Whitecourt, actually, where they have the mayors and top officials with AHS that meet on a quarterly basis to talk about healthcare issues regarding facilities and needs in the community. It's a way for us to better communicate and understand the needs of the community, for us as political leaders to share information, for us to get information. So Tracy, the facility director at our hospital, was in contact with me, and I thought this would be a great initiative to join. Yellowhead County will also be joining this initiative. And as you see in your package, we could be advised by other agencies within the community to look at specific issues and get feedback. So that's what this is about. This is different than the Tamarack Health Advisory Board, which looks after the entire region. This is focused just primarily on the Edson area. So, any questions, comments, or concerns? Councillor Bevan, and then Councillor Beyer
had her hand up first.
Okay, Councillor Beyer.
I give this probably to Mayor Zahara. It says the meetings are held every fourth Tuesday of every second month. We have our meetings in the evenings, and the county typically has theirs in the morning. So is that still going to work with the schedule?
Yeah, we'll make it work, and we can change the schedule as need be.
We have a deputy mayor, so go out and find a meeting.
Yeah. Councillor Bevan.
Yes, to the chair. Do you need an alternate for this too, just in case you can't make it? It's named in here.
I would suggest maybe the deputy mayor would be the alternate for this.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we can add that to the list. Do you need that motion amended?
Yeah, if you would accept a friendly amendment of that nature, we can reflect that.
Okay, sounds good. Councillor Curry.
I'd just like to comment, when I'm sitting deputy mayor, I would prefer not to be the alternate on this committee.
Yeah. That would be,
yeah, I think we could deal with that on an individual basis. Yeah,
We can fix that.
All right, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Can I get a motion, please, that council fund the equivalent amount of the Alberta Municipal Wastewater Partnership Grant application of $2 million for the wastewater treatment plant from the unrestricted surplus while awaiting grant approval? Councillor Chouinard will make that motion, and we have Ms. Bittner here to let us know what's going on with this. We did get a bit of an update last week.
Okay, nothing's really changed since last week. We still haven't heard any positive news yet about the grant. This was just to formalise the fact to close our 2018 books, to have this actually from council saying to fund through unrestricted surplus. Because the alternate was not to do that, and then we'd have that qualifying statement on our financial statements, which could have adverse effects in the future through municipal affairs and through any lenders we might be going to borrow money for. So I felt the feedback I got back last week was to fund it from the unrestricted surplus. And our plan is to actually bring next week to the committee where we can have a better discussion, a way to actually bring that unrestricted surplus back up again. For the end of 2018, they're really the only two choices that we have to finish off this audit. And to have a nice clean audit, the unrestricted surplus was the way to go.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Bittner. Councillor Chouinard.
So, through the chair, so at our committee of the whole, that's when we're going to decide which one of the unrestricted surplus, because we have more than one, correct?
No, there's only one unrestricted. All our reserves are in, they're sort of reserved for a purpose. The unrestricted surplus is the one where our deficits and surpluses on any given year just kind of flows through. They're not earmarked for anything in particular.
So, like, because I think we have, so we're just going to go one strict fund, like our unrestricted or first year savings account, take it out and then put it back in the ground.
then yeah, it's always good to have a little bit in there, and this
Yes,
sort of
I
drains it down
agree.
to just a not quite a comfortable place to be. So we're going to be bringing back some ideas on how to just bring that unrestricted surplus back up a little bit.
All right, thank you, Councillor Schneider, Ms. Bittner. Councillor Byer.
Through the chair to Ms. Bittner, can you give me some examples of what those ways might be to bring the unrestricted surplus up?
We've had a couple of discussions on it, but we want to bring back something to the committee that it would be the things like from other reserves that we could bring it over. Maybe look at some of our capital projects for 19 that are being funded by reserves and see if there's something that we can maybe tweak there to move some of that money over to the unrestricted. So there'll be a few things like that that we'll bring back next week for you to have a look at.
All right, thank you, Councillor Byer. Councillor Sorensen.
Through the chair, if this grant does come through in the future, will it affect the 2018 year? Will you go back and modify 2018, or just be used in 2019?
So through the chair to Councillor Swanson, yes. It will just reflect as revenue in the year that we receive it, and then we'll flow through, and then we'd have a larger surplus, and then reallocate that back out to reserves as council sees fit.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? Well, we're not going to hear anything for at least 28 days. Hopefully I would encourage members of council as you're talking with candidates to make them aware of this situation, and so they're aware early on, especially if you have the opportunity through conferences or whatever to talk to the senior leadership of the political parties that this is a major issue for us. $2 million is a huge hole. Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Bittner. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. We have no information items, no sundry items, council committee reports. And we will start today with Councillor Bevan.
Okay, thank you. Only have one on March the 7th at a Community Futures meeting up in Grand Cache, where we got to meet the council members from Greenview. We all had Greenview there and that, and welcome into our fold and got rid of the Article Association and that. They're doing very well. They're looking forward to working with the town and that. Looks like the town is picking up a little bit and that and stuff. Looking great. They did give them a little more money to operate with too and that, so they're happy about that. Community Futures is doing good. They got a couple of projects on the go, and one is called, I think, Lemonade Days, where they're going to be having kids go out and sort of build a lemonade stand, and you got to go and get yourself a business license. So you have to go pay $5 for a business license, but they got to fill out the application forms. Then they got to go out and get their business and find out where they can set up and the bylaws. So they're going to go through everything so that they learn from the young age of what it is to become a business person and what everybody goes through and stuff like this. So, and they're going to be doing it in Hinton and Jasper to start with. They're already doing it down east, and it's very, very successful down there. So they're going to try that pilot project there. If it works there, then they're going to come to Edson, stuff like this and that. And so far, it looks like they're doing pretty good. They asked for some judges, and I said I would definitely come up and help judge the stands and whatever. And they don't just have to sell lemonade. If they want to sell other products in there to make their business a success and learn how it works and go like that, they can do it. So they'll be getting out and hustling and doing this and that. So the presentation they gave us was very, very good, and I think they'll get a good turnout. And I believe if they come to Edson here, we'll get a very good turnout here. And there was a lot of discussion around the table of what the adults could do and stuff like this and that ranged. It was very, very good, very good discussion. So, and that was it for my report. I'll leave the rest for Councillor Curry here to continue on.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Also, I had that same meeting on that same day. I would just add that day is June 22nd. So if you would like to go for a drive, June 22nd would be a great day to go to a drive to Hinton and Jasper to get some lemonade. And there is a chance we might need some extra judges if anybody was interested.
Edson's lemonade will be far better.
Well, we you know, there's a little bit of competition. A few of the councillors in Hinton do have young children.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there should be some friendly competition between the councillors, as do the Jasper councillors. to see. So if they win, and if they go regionally, it goes internationally down to the states, and they could go down to the states and win. Like, yeah, it's a like, yeah, North American project. So we put a little pressure on them to make that happen. Another really neat thing. So they're one of the goals of Community Futures this year was to do more youth projects and engage in more youth stuff. So a really neat one that I'm hoping they're going to be doing in the schools, but I'm hoping that our youth council could have something to do with. They have an amazing race that is for entrepreneurs. And it's this whole process of you have to, you know, be an entrepreneur to win the race and all the things you'd have to do. So we had mentioned that we had a great group of people that could help them pilot some of these. So just to look forward to that one coming up. That is about it for Community Futures. And then I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. They're also doing, so with those ones, they're doing all different ages. So they're also doing a Head Start one that is going to be with preschoolers and kindergartens. Like this, just starting to do little, so like they bring in different costumes. So just really starting at a young age to get kids engaged in the process and knowing what happens and how work works. And then on March 11th, I had a subcommittee meeting with the Recycling Society on just our operating contract, and that is it. I would just like to remind you guys all that the Chambers AGM is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So if you guys are around, please try to come up to the Chambers AGM tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Councillor Chenard?
Just one question for either one of you two. What is the age limit of this business?
Oh, they're all different.
They're all.
Hold on one second. So, the lemonade stand
Yes,
is under 18?
Under 18, yes.
Or is it under 16? Let me see if I can find that information.
Well, this Head Start here is K to 2, 3 to 6, 7 to 8, 9 to 12, and 15 to 34. So they're covering
All different programs.
all different
Okay.
programs. It was Gen AE and everything else in that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the actual lemonade stand, I think is,
10, 16?
no, like
No,
little
no.
ones. You can like, even you 5-year-olds could do it.
Cool.
I
So
mean,
there is no age limit, you have to be under 18.
I just will double check if it's under 18 or 16.
I had to ask a question. My report's really easy because I canceled my CAP meeting on the 12th. I did committee of the whole.
All right, thank you. Councillor Wilkinson?
March the 6th, I had a construction update meeting at Parkland Lodge. On the 7th, as part of the committee, we met with Blue Leaf and we looked over furnishings and flooring and stuff for the new Parkland Lodge, so it's starting to get very exciting. I did tell them not to choose anything I chose because I like it if it's gaudy with a little glitz on top. So they didn't actually listen to me, so that's good.
It's going to be teal throughout.
No, it's dull, dead colors. Okay, March the 11th, I had the opportunity to replace Kevin at the Youth Council, and it's just so refreshing to see those young people just doing so well. Really enjoyed it. On March 15th, we had a regular board meeting of the Evergreens Foundation out at Yellowhead County. And I must tell you that Kristen Chambers, our CAO, is coming to our next committee as a whole meeting, so she will talk more on our updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wilkinson. Councillor Sorensen?
All right, thank you. On March 11th, we had the same, that was already mentioned, Edson District Recycling Society met here to discuss their new operational agreement. That same day, I was part of the Youth Council meeting. One of the key items we discussed was the potential to have a Mayor for the Day youth program, similar to Whitecourt, and I know the mayor was keen on bringing this forward, so thank you. The group was very positive and looking forward to starting that in the next year. On March 14th, Edson District Recycling had their regular monthly meeting, and other than that, that's my report.
All right, thank you, Councillor Sorensen. Councillor Barr?
Okay, my report is on Monday, March 11th. I also attended the Youth Council meeting, and as already mentioned, the youth were very enthusiastic about the Mayor for the Day, and they had a ton of great ideas and suggestions. And we had some roundtable discussion regarding the Youth Shack. They brought that up. They wanted to kind of know what was going on at the Kinsman Park and what that would look like. So Ms. Byers was able to kind of fill them in with what details were available. And also working on with getting that future council meeting set up with Holy Redeemer. We're still looking into that, so hopefully we can bring it forward when we got some confirmation from the school as well.
All right. Thank you, Councillor Byer. From myself, we had the operational agreement meeting with the Edson Recycling Society on March 11th. some really good discussion there, and we'll be firming that up hopefully in the next little while. Committee of the Whole on the 12th, and then yesterday I was in Edmonton for the Northern Alberta Mayors and Reeves Caucus, which is the mayors and reeves of Northern Alberta, and we invited the political parties to talk about their vision for the province. We had the Freedom Conservative Party, Stephen Mandel with the Alberta Party, Minister Anderson with the NDP, and the leader of the Liberal Party were there. All had really great ideas and brought forward their visions for the province. It was disappointing. The United Conservative Party did not send anybody and declined our invitation. We also had a political panel with Graham Thompson, Kim Trinacity, Keith Gerain, and Lisa Holmes, the former mayor of Morinville, talking about the political climate and the upcoming election campaign. It was a really interesting discussion about where the political parties are at and where the public's at, and the views of the leaders versus the parties, and how things are going to play out, and lots of talk about when the election is going to be, and we found out this morning it's going to be in 28 days. So really good, and I was able to sit with the mayor of Vegreville, and we had some good discussion. They're looking at joining the Junior A Hockey League with the Arrows, so we wanted some information on that. They have a Junior B team right now that's kind of struggling, so they're not sure if that's going to be able to do use that their arena for that purpose, but some really good discussion there. And also had the opportunity to talk with the mayors of Whitecourt, Hinton, and Drayton Valley, and I'm pleased to let you know that I'll be hosting a regional mayors meeting in Edson here next month for us to talk about issues of mutual interest, something that we look forward to. We have a lot of the same challenges, so I'll be happy to report back on that at a later date. And go ahead.
Question on your meeting. Can please come and sit in on your meeting? Hold it at another place?
No.
Oh.
No, it's a dinner meeting, so there'll be just the
I won't eat dinner.
All right, so that's my report. And we have no financial questions for media and public regarding items from this council meeting.
I don't have any questions.
Really? That was a very long meeting. Go ahead, sir.
I am with the Community Care Foundation, and we're proud supporters of the primary care network in town here. We're available for assistance whenever requested, so keep us in mind with your deliberations.
Yeah, we'll do for sure. Absolutely. All right, any other questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question. Can I get a motion for adjournment? Councillor Chenard, non-debatable. All those in favor? Motion carried.